I was on some conscious shit. I think I was like, smoking and drinking is bad for your health. What's the point in doing it if it's not gonna help? So
Okay,
like that.
okay. You was trying to tell the kids.
Oh God. Oh God. I be drinking like a motherfucker now. Damn shame, but
Yo, peace and love, family. It's the Hood Psychologist. I'm back at it again with the legendary
Nia Queen, and this is What's Good With You. We are back. This is April now, so we're back for another episode, and we have a very special guest today. MoThoro, singer, songwriter, rapper, producer, entrepreneur, just all around great man.
Yeah.
You know? I've known Mo since he was 17 years old.
So y'all go way back. Y'all, Okay.
So, you know,
HU days.
Yeah, this is Hampton family right here. You want to say something to the people? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. First of all, thank y'all for having me. For real. I'm excited to be here. Like Nia said, you go back to bots.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2014, 2015 days.
When you had the flat top
with the blonde patch at the top.
You had to have a blonde in there.
You had to have a blonde. Like, you wasn't doing it right if you didn't have a blonde. So you know, we done came a long way. I'm excited to, you know, be here and congrats on, you know, everything you got going up. Like, I'll be watching on Instagram and super professional, especially being here looking at the studio. So congrats to y'all.
Thank you. And I was listening to your last, not the Sucker Free, but the one before that.
Prime Time.
Yeah. And I was like, dang, Mo get kind of deep in his songs. I was like, I gotta have him on the show because you're not afraid to take it there,
right,
and be vulnerable.
Yeah. And
when I was explaining this episode, like, to some of my friends, they were like, music, what does it have to do with mental health? I'm like, that's everything. What are you talking about? That's emotions. Like, you ain't never just played a song and then just cried your eyes out.
Right.
Like, what? Music is everything.
That's
like,
real.
I feel like music even helped me realize that I needed to go to therapy.
Word.
And I was listening to Erykah Badu, Bag Lady, and I was like, you know, you listen to it when you're a kid and you're like, oh yeah, I like this song. But when you listen to the lyrics, I was like, dang, all them bags.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Facts.
I was like, this is me. Like, I gotta get help. You know what I'm saying? So I love music, and I always wanted to do an episode about music. But we're gonna get into Hate to See It. And I wouldn't say I hated to see this. It was kind of different, but everybody's talking about the Lil Nas X video for MoThoro, and you know, I ain't
gonna lie. When I first seen it, I turned it off. I was like,
this ain't for me. This ain't for me.
It took me like a good. What, it's been out for like 2 weeks or so now.
Yeah,
Yesterday when I was the first time I actually like, all right, let me just check it out. What happened?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I was just like, yo, what is this? Like, what is he trying? I'm trying to look beneath the surface. Like, maybe he has a message behind the video. But I was just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, if he wanted people to talk about it, he did what he was trying to do. Right. But I mean, it was a bit much for me. For me, I don't play around with the devil. Like, I don't want none of that energy in my. No, I don't play around with the devil. Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah, I kind of took a similar approach as you. Like, when I first seen it, I was taken aback. I'm like, whoa. And then, you know, reading around, I'm like, all right, what is he trying to say with it? Because I know he not just. I mean, he could just be doing that, just, you know,
right.
A devil. I don't think people are just doing that are really like devil worshipers.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I read something where he was like, well, if people gonna send me to hell for being gay anyway, then might as well do a music video.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, you never know what people going through. Me personally, I'm not like, you know, fucking with all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I try not to judge people.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the part right there. That's the part that I would touch on with that video. It's like, everybody got their own truths, you know what I'm saying? And if that's the way he want to express himself through his music, then who am I to say because of because I don't believe in what you believe, or because I don't like what I seen in that video shouldn't make that type of music because it offends me.
Right.
If it don't offend you, then know, bro, do your thing.
Yeah. I wasn't even offended. I was just like, what? Like, I was just confused. Like, I wasn't even like, oh my gosh, this is bad. This is bad. Because I'm like, y'all got videos of other stuff, doing drugs, codeine, sipping, whatever. That's like, facts, so, but it was just different. Just very different. And even the whole thing with the shoes too. I was like, it got a drop of human blood in it for real? Like, you mean, okay, that's a little too far. I'm not gonna put no.
Yeah, I don't know if that was that like 100% facts like that.
I don't know, but I know now like Nike is like suing him. For that.
I seen that too.
Yeah.
So like the legal side of it, if he doing something like promoting something that Nike ain't approved and you make no shoes, then it's like you shouldn't make those shoes. But I will say though, there is a community out there that believes in that's their belief. Yeah. So who. I kind of run into trouble when people place their personal beliefs as society's beliefs, society's norms, because I believe this. Everybody got their own reality that we living in. So,
real talk.
And I heard him say like, he tweeted something about like, this is my freedom of expression and everything, and like, how dare Nike say this or whatever. But I was just thinking like, no, Nike does that to other people too. Like, you can't just use their logo and use their likeness without without their approval. Like, this is not a Nike collaboration.
Yeah. When I seen that, I just automatically assumed that, you feel me, like Nike was involved in it. It was like it was so spread out. Like the way he promoted it, like I just assumed, like, oh, Nike must be on board. So when I found out that they wasn't on board, I'm like, I don't even know, because he's at a point where he's such a big artist, like. Anything you do like that, like you're gonna have a lawsuit.
Exactly. Yeah, he not no little artist, so people are gonna notice. And we're talking about that earlier before you came. We were like, I think also too, like Lil Nas X was trying to like outdo himself. Because Old Town Road was such a big hit and like made all this money and Grammys and all that. It's like, he's like, how can I top that? What can I do for that wow factor? I feel like that has something to do with it too. And I also talked about too, like, since he's like signed to a label, like people had to sign off on this. He didn't just put this out. Like people had to sign off on this. So it makes me think like it's not totally his fault either. Because it's like he has a team.
Yeah.
I mean, the label probably like do it. They knew that it was going to cause a reaction. Right. Like they say, all press is good press.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, they knew it was going to turn into a reaction, which is going to turn into more money.
Right.
So
exactly.
The label was probably like, go ahead.
32 million views.
Yeah.
So that's like
when he made that statement, like, if y'all telling me I'm going to go to hell anyway, now that I'm like thinking about the video, that was a powerful statement that he was making. He was like, all right, if y'all telling me I'm canceled or I'm exiled just because of what I believe in personally, then I'm going to do it my own way. Like, when I get down there and y'all got this belief, because who is to say that he even holds the belief of there is a devil or there is a God, right?
Yeah.
But since y'all saying that, well, when I get down there, watch what I'm going to do to the devil. I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, it was a good expression of it. If that's what he believes, like if that's how he thinks, like that was a great expression of it.
Yeah, and he said like the song is even about like him coming out and coming to terms with his sexuality. So I mean that's his experience. Like you said, like who am I to judge somebody else's experience?
Not to say I agree with. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff in there.
Like everything ain't for everybody though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't listen to rock music. I don't listen to heavy metal, but somebody out there likes that. Somebody out there is feeling that. Yep. So I mean, everything ain't for everybody, but
hashtag everything ain't for everybody.
Right, exactly.
Especially in like the mental health world, like you're gonna have all type of different clients that walk through your doors. Like, and if you start off like judging from the jump, you ain't gonna provide.
I get so many different clients. Like, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but like some of my clients be like, "Yeah, I'm a witch. Yep, I believe in Wicca," and I'm like, okay, well, what is that? Educate me. Let me know. I'm like, I never heard of this ever in my life, but
exactly.
It's not for me to judge. It's like let me just help you with the mental health part, and we can get through it. But yeah, I guess we could end it on that note. We not mad at Lil Nas X. Go ahead, do what it is that you need to do to make your money, because he making money. But so let's keep it real. The main topic for today is music, and music is a coping skill. Music is a healthy coping mechanism. So a lot of people say like, I don't need therapy. Like, you know, music is my therapy. Whether that's writing, whether that's, you know, listening to music or creating beats, whatever it is that you do regarding music, or even songwriting. You know, writing is a therapeutic thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we encourage our clients to journal and write about their experiences. That's what singers do. That's what rappers do. They write about their experiences, and it helps them process what's going on. So also too, like, just music, it could pump you up. It could calm you down, just hearing that beat. If you ever need to relax, like, you just put on something like some Janae, you know, or something, and just chill out, you know. Or if you working out, like, you need some, like, maybe I'm putting on some Pop Smoke or some Meek Mill, something more upbeat to get my heart bumping for my workout. So music is just so universal. Like, it really could be applied to anything. So I hope that you guys enjoy this episode, because it's just like, music is just like, I love listening to music. I will listen to the same song on repeat for like days.
Me too.
Because I'll be feeling it.
Yeah.
I'll be feeling it. I'm like, yo, how does this artist know exactly what I'm going through?
Right.
How do they know?
Yeah.
How do they know? So Mo, you are the artist here. You know, we don't do music over here, but just tell me a little bit how you got started with rapping. Like, what inspired you to start rapping?
Yeah, so man, I feel like I always been into music for real. Like you know, like ever since I was young, because my pops, like way back in the day, he was an artist. He was a rapper. He was signed to Wild West Records for a little bit. That was like way back in the day. He's like an entrepreneur now, like doing other stuff. So, but so that just goes to show, like, I always kind of been surrounded around hip hop. Like, I was kind of brought up in hip hop. So with that being said, like, I think the first time I ever like even performed was my 4th and 5th grade talent show in elementary school.
Okay.
Spitting.
What was you talking about? Do you remember?
Honestly, the first line in the 4th grade, it was like, I let me see. I think I was like, I was on some conscious shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was on some conscious shit. I think I was like, smoking and drinking is bad for your health. What's the point in doing it if it's not gonna help? Something like that.
Okay. He was trying to tell the kids.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I be drinking like a motherfucker now. Damn shame, but
but back then, like, that's what kids was talking about. They was like, "Don't do drugs," so that's what you was talking about.
Oh God, yeah, and I was on. So yeah, after that, you know, being on stage and like, you know, all the parents and kids like, like being on stage, feeling that energy. I'm like, oh yeah, this is fire. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So just fast forward to like high school. I dropped a freestyle, and then it got on World Star Youth Talent of the Week.
Oh,
and it got like 300, 400,000 views. So once that happened, I'm like, all right, let me start taking this shit serious. So now I started dropping mixtapes, and then the rest is history. So that's kind of my start. I'm one of them, because I watch a lot of interviews, and like rappers be like, yeah, I just started rapping like, you know, last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm one of them artists who like, I really been like doing it, like for a long time. So definitely something that that's just been cultivated like over time. So.
Right. Yeah. So when you are about to, well, how is your songwriting process? Like, because I know some people like, oh, we listen to the beat and then we get it, or do you have the idea already and then you get the beat? Like, how does that go? Like,
so it's different every time for me. I feel like majority of my songs happen because I make beats as well. So I'll get in the studio, I'll start composing the beat, and as I'm composing the beat, I'm already kind of thinking of concepts and melodies, or, you know, flow type stuff like that. So as I'm making the beat, like, low key, sometimes I get impatient. I'm like, all right, let me hurry up. Like, I may not put all the elements I need to in the beat because I'm like, all right, let me hurry up and get to this recording so so this idea don't go away type shit. So so that's how a majority of my songs go. But like I work with I have an independent label called Left Field. One of the producers on the label, Walt, sometimes he'll send me beats and stuff. So if he send me the beat, then I might, you know, sit with that, you know, while I'm at work or somewhere, and like really just like write to that over time. So it just depends on the situation. But I definitely start with the beat on like all occasions. I don't.
You never go, I got these lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got to find a beat to match it.
Throughout the day, like I might like come out with like I might see something. I'm like, oh, that's a fire line. I might write down the line real quick in my notes.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm not really starting a song off that. I might
make the beat.
Yeah, I make the beat and then I might go to that note like, oh, I remember I thought of this. Let me put this in here.
Right.
So,
but have you ever like been in a situation and you like, I gotta make a song about this?
All the time, all the time, bro. Like, cause and my music is really about my life too.
Right.
Like, so I mean, like a lot of like I would say like 99% of my music is about like real experiences. Like I do write songs of like other people's experiences, like people who come to me and tell, and like if I'm telling a story that's like fictional or something like that.
Right.
Like, obviously that's not about, but like most of my music comes from, like you said, like being in a situation like, oh shit, yeah, like, or like even if I haven't gone through something, like something's been on my mind, like like you said, music is therapy. So if I'm dealing with whatever I'm dealing with, like my way of getting it out and expressing it is through writing it.
Yeah.
So
that's what's up.
How important is it for artists to like write their own songs? Because I'm thinking like, if I found out, like if I found out Mary J. Blige didn't write like I'm Not Gonna Cry, I'm gonna feel a little type of way, because I was just like, I'm with you, Mary. I'm not gonna cry, Mary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, if she didn't write that, I'll be like, dang. So what else she didn't write? Because I would say like Mary J. Blige, like she just has this power to evoke emotion out of. I don't know if men listen to it, but women for sure. Like like
I heard some Mary.
Right.
I play some Mary. My mom was in the backseat. Like,
right, yeah. If your mama if your mama playing Mary J. Blige back in the day, mom is thinking about something. She going through something. So like, how important to you is it like to write your own music?
That's a complicated question, because I feel like some people are born to be stars. So when I say that, I mean like their brand is on point. Like their talent is whether they can dress, whether they when they get on stage, like they have that star power. Like that takes a certain amount of talent. It's a lot of artists who are amazing at writing songs, amazing vocalists, amazing lyricists, but they get on stage, they don't really have that star power. So star power alone is a talent in itself. So if people that have like a genuine and immense star power and they use writers, I don't see a problem with that, because it's like
that's fair. I never thought about it.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that in itself is a talent. It's art.
It's art in itself.
But it definitely means a little more, in my book, if you are writing the music and you're the star. It's you kind of in a different league as well. I think the artists that may not necessarily write other stuff, I don't think that it takes away from
the music.
The music or the feeling, like you said, the feeling you may feel from it, because at the end of the day, you still felt that feeling. Right, but
that's true.
You may not be as connected to the artist, because you might damn, I felt it because I thought this was coming from you.
Right, exactly.
So I kind of separate. I'm like, okay, at least whoever the writers were, that they were so good, they were able to invoke that feeling, and you got to kind of separate that. Like, look, like this is a star.
So this is always my question. Like the people that got the ghostwriters, right?
Yeah.
Like, at what point do they give credit to who wrote their stuff? They don't got to do that. Like, it's not a thing.
It depends. So like, for like, I think like more so with like the bigger artists, they'll credit their writers, like they'll get writers credits like in the songs and stuff like that. But like, I know like a lot of like rappers, you feel me? Like, that's why they call it ghostwriters. Some of them writers, they might pay them like a little flat fee out there, but like nobody ever knew. Nobody ever knew. So I feel like in hip hop, definitely in hip hop, like having writers is not as accepted, because it's like hip hop was born off of like being able to like stand on what you wrote, like like barring niggas up, like, and if you had writers, like, you feel me, it wasn't really, but like with singers, like in R&B and stuff, like it's a lot more accepted, because
that's fact.
Yeah, it's like it might be a, like Beyonce.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
she might have a room of like 5 writers.
Right.
You feel me? But her songs are like,
her songs are fire,
immaculate,
and she has that star power.
Exactly.
Like, even just thinking about like I'm thinking of like To the Left. What's it called? To the Left. Irreplaceable. That's the name of the song. Yeah. But Neo wrote it.
Right.
But still, Beyonce performed it and sang it. And it's like, we still feel it. Like, you was still telling that nigga to the left.
Yeah.
But it was Neo wrote it.
Exactly.
But yeah, she has that star power to where we don't even care.
Yeah.
And Beyonce, she's like, when it comes to like, you know, vocal production and stuff like that, like how she be layering her vocals and like just the overall package, like she's already a goat in the song making process. So to me, if she don't write all her stuff, it doesn't make her any less of a goat, because she just, you know, she get on stage, she sound the same, like
exactly.
So like that's why I be careful, like, oh, you don't write your shit, you're not a, you feel me? But
but like you said, it's different with hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's a little different.
I'm thinking like the whole thing, even like with Drake. When like people was finding out he didn't write his stuff, like people was like, nah, he not hard, he not this, he not that, and even like I don't want to get too much into it, but it's just like I was kind of upset about
with the whole Drake thing. I feel like, and even that, because even Drake is like a mega star. You feel what I'm saying? So I do agree. If people was writing his verses, like, you know, like the shit that make you like, all right, that's Drake, that's Drake's flow, that's then I agree, it's like, all right, that's a little bit facade. But in my head, like on that song, I can't remember, but like I think he just got help on the hook. Like I don't see like so much problem with that, bro. You get help on the hook, okay, use a reference track for the hook, okay, you have writers for that, but like I don't think that nigga Quentin Miller is writing his whole
like his whole verses and
stuff. Like I don't like when people try to make it seem like, oh, Drake don't write none of his stuff anymore. Like, bruh.
I be thinking about it from like a business model. Like when you get to that level of stardom, like, or any business at all, the further you take yourself away from the product, the more money you make, right? So if I don't have to spend all of these hours writing these lyrics, and I can hire some people to do it for me, but I'm still getting the capital off of it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like my reputation is getting a little damaged, but my money is growing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be looking at it from an entrepreneurial standpoint, like.
And to be honest, that's how a lot of the producers do it. Like Mustard, he might have like, you know, 5-10 producers under him, because he can't be in the studio making them beats all day like he used to.
Right.
So all them producers kind of, you know, they give him the beats, and he put the Mustard tag on it. He may not have necessarily made the beats, but you know, he's paying them off of him having that Mustard name and having the connections and stuff like that.
So I wanted to ask you too, like, how do you balance, like, because I feel like your music has a balance of like feel good music and then like conscious stuff. Like, how do you, I guess, choose what you do more of? Because not everybody, you know, loves the conscious rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like the difference between like Kendrick and Drake. Like, Drake is this big star and so is Kendrick, but Kendrick's stuff is a little more conscious. You really got to think when you listening to it. So like, how do you, I guess, keep your integrity?
Right, yeah. So I used to struggle with that, especially when I first got to Hampton, because before I got to Hampton, I was just a super lyrical, miracle, bar-y, like I got the best bars type rapper.
Right.
I got to Hampton, and I did Hampton Idol my freshman year. I don't know if you remember that. And I lost, and I'm like, damn, like, but then like when I see like why I lost, it was because I went up there and I was spitting the hottest shit, but the person I lost to, like, they actually had a song that like people could like
dance
repeat
to and stuff.
Yeah, they had background dancers. I'm like, bro, like that's why I lost. They had the whole production vibe. So ever since then, I'm like, all right, I got to get my songs up. So that's when I started paying attention to my hooks and like, you know, like really like mastering song structure. So with that being said, like when I was started kind of like mastering song structure, I kind of was like, damn, I don't want to lose like my integrity of like, you know, like what I came up off of.
Right,
like,
the lyrical part, Yeah,
but I kind of chalked that up to like me being like, I pride myself on being versatile, like being able to, you know, kind of do it all. You feel what I'm saying? I have, if you listen to my album, I guarantee you it's going to be something on there for you. You might not like all of them, but there's going to be some on there that you're going to resonate with.
Right.
So I kind of, I use that as like my, you know, my, like that's something that makes me unique. You know, being able to appeal to a wider audience. You know, it's like, it's a lot of artists where I feel like they have their sound and people go to them when they want that sound, but like you go to me when you want like, you know, a lot of different sounds.
You got the little party songs, and then you got you got some love songs, a lot of love songs. I was like, okay, Mo. And I used to like tease him like when he used to sing. he used to try to sing. I'd be like, Mo, like your voice cracking, and then like now he got a whole album him singing.
Yep.
I was like, okay, you done worked on it, and I love you and Heather, like y'all chemistry, like. Man, I'm just like, y'all just sound so, y'all like, y'all go together like on the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Word, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We, I tell Heather this all the time. If she moved to LA, like, we would be platinum by now, bro. Like, our chemistry in the studio is just unmatched. Like, we made session like a month and a half, 2 months type shit. And it's like some of the most streamed music I have out type shit. So it just goes to show, like, that energy in the studio translated, like, you know.
And it's to a broader audience, because I think like more women were probably listening more, because it's like it's love songs about sex, it's about this, and it's like we could relate to that, so we gonna listen to it more. So
women are my most loyal fan base though.
Really?
Yeah, I be looking at my analytics. I have a lot of women fans.
Wow. Yeah, shout out to the women. I wonder why that is. Cause you be talking about real stuff. We be like, we be feeling it.
Yeah, especially like dudes nowadays, they want to hear you killing.
Yeah,
how much drugs you pushing?
True.
Right,
bitches, hoes, chains, money. Like
I'll be listening to that shit too.
You know, me too, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't really like conscious. Yeah, that's cool, but you know, where the guns at, bro?
Word, yeah.
You feel me?
Oh God.
Yeah, and women love like love songs and stuff like that. Like I love songs. But one of your songs, "I'm Just Me," you were kind of talking about choosing between like that corporate life and the rap life, and I wanted to ask you, like, how do you deal with that? Because you know you did go to Hampton, you got your master's, you got your MBA, and you could have went that way into that corporate life, and everybody else is doing that, and you know, getting money and all that, but you wanted to, you know, I guess concentrate on your art more. So how do you deal with that? Like, just seeing that, like seeing people, you know, graduate and get all the money and the business and all that.
Man, that, like when we talk about post grad depression and stuff like that, like that's a lot of the thoughts that was going through my head. Like you know, especially like my last year at Hampton, like having my like pursuing my MBA, like I'm like, what am I doing this for? Like I know I'm not about to be in somebody's bank. I know I'm not about to be wearing a suit every day. Like that's just not me. You feel me? So with that being said, like when I finally graduated, I kind of found myself like in this little like slump, because I was like you said, like all of my friends, all of my classmates, they was getting corporate jobs, making 6 figures. You know, I'm at home, like, you know, with my pops, like I ain't even moved out yet type shit. So like, you know, especially with Instagram, you start comparing and like all of that. I was just like, you feel me? So once that was happening, I was just like, you know what, like, you know, like you said, I just started like writing about it and stuff, and then I kind of came to the you know, the realization. I mean, obviously everybody, you know, they go at their own pace. Everybody, you know, has a different journey. So kind of, you know, learning that and accepting that has helped me to kind of grow from that. And then also like, you know, like I like continuously working on me. Like nobody can do me better than me type shit.
Right.
So, you feel me? Like, so with that being said, like I'm in a position now where, you know, I'm, you know, working at one of my dad's businesses. You know, I got, you know, a whole independent label. I got, you know, merch and everything lined up. So like I got things going for myself where like I feel like once I start putting the focus on everything around me and not comparing myself to, you know, what everybody else doing, that's when I started to really flourish. And you know, you hear advice like that all the time, like, bro, worry about you, don't worry about what other people think.
Exactly.
But it's kind of hard sometimes to take that when, like, you know, when you're going through it, you know?
And also Hampton, like it seems like everything's a competition sometimes, like when we're there, but then like when you graduate, you realize like that shit not even that important,
not even real.
Like bro, we were in a bubble, literally. And like when you graduate and you move to your different cities and everything, you realize like this ain't all what it's cracked up to be. Because it's like even the people with the jobs, with the all this getting all this money, they're not fulfilled. Like, because I even thought that, like, I got my master's in social work, like, I'm a therapist, I'm doing what I want to do, and I still be like, wait, this is it? Like, this is what we gonna do, 9 to 5, in traffic, like, go home, wake up, do it again. Like, I was just like, this can't be what I study all them hours for. Like, for real. So, I'm glad that you know, focus on your art and focus on what's really gonna make you happy instead of just chasing the bag right after.
Money,
yeah, because it's just like nobody has it all together right after graduation. Like, it's just not realistic. I don't know why like Hampton like put that in our heads, like that we're just supposed to have it all together as soon as we graduate, but that's just not realistic.
You said something good about fulfillment, like that's really that's you know the hammer on the nail, like you feel me, like what's gonna fulfill you is doing something that you love and something that brings you happiness. You feel what I'm saying? So chasing the money, like, and doing all that, that's not gonna bring you any fulfillment at all. So like once I kind of had that realization, I'm like, okay, well, you know, like at the end of the day, at least like, you know, I'm passionate. You feel me? Like I have a purpose. You know? So
and that's gonna get you to the back. Like you talk about people that, you know, come out of grad school and they do what their degree is telling them. They chasing the check because it's like you working for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like if I take the time to personally invest in what it is that I'm gonna get to the bag that I want to be able to bring in to provide for other people. Right? I don't really like, you know, you went through the whole graduate process, but then you still following somebody else's, you know, dream that they built. You know what I'm saying? So it is a lack of fulfillment there.
You realize that, like, this is not really my dream. Like, this is what I was kind of programmed to do, but this is not what's going to fulfill me and what makes me happy.
Right. And no knock to anybody doing it, because a lot of people, they use it as a stepping stone. So, like,
if
you use that, you know, you know, you get your paper right, and then, you know, after that, you kind of, you know, find something that you're more aligned with and passionate about, then, you know, kudos to that. You feel me?
Like
I respect anybody that's, you know, if you corporate, you feel me, using it as a stepping stone, like I respect it. You feel me? So.
I use my job to fund this podcast. Like y'all think I would afford all this without my job?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like if you using because your job is like security,
right?
God,
every week, you know what I'm saying? So I just dislike when people only focus on the work that they do. Like you got so much other aspects of yourself that you can explore, other things that you're interested in, and you're allowing. Work does do that to you though, because it's a lot of hours that go into it. You got to think about your sleep, you gotta think about the time you're there. You got to think about the time it takes to commute there. So it can take away a lot from you. But if you got dreams, man, I say you still gotta give some of your time to your dreams at least.
And if you're really passionate about it, you can't. It's not gonna die. Like it's not just going. You're not gonna kick it to the side. Like you could be doing anything with your Saturday right now, but like you passionate about it, so you here. You feel me? So
I wanted to talk about one more song, the addiction song, because you know we talked about this. I was like, whoa, like
keep me up randomly. I'm like, you be listening to my music?
It really was random, but it was just like. When you were talking about, you talked about social media, you talked about sex on there. What stood out the most to me was you were saying like people think addiction is just, you know, weed or drugs or alcohol, whatever. But it's like we face addictions every day, and I wanted to know like what was the inspiration behind creating that song?
Man, me being addicted to social media, like noticing, like realizing I was addicted to social media, like to the point where like. As soon as I was waking up, like I was checking the gram. I'm like, before we had the gram, bro, like we was waking up and we was, you know, brushing our teeth.
Right.
Like, now it's like, you know, being in that consistent.
Let me look at my notifications.
But the first thing we do, like, or the first thing I do, type thing. So once I realized that, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like everybody's kind of going through that. Like, you feel me? Like, and then my dad actually said something. Like a long time ago, he was like he read something or heard something. Somebody was describing addiction, and it was like addiction is like having your phone in your pocket and it's buzzing, keep going off, but you can't never check the notification. Or sorry, overcoming addiction is having like your phone or something in your pocket and it's buzzing, notifications going, you hearing it, but you can't never check your phone. I'm like. Damn, like that's crazy. Like, can you imagine like having your phone? You can never check it. Like, so once you know that was kind of like the spark, and then you know just kind of realizing that, and then the second verse, you know, just talking to like some people that I know that like you know they like having realization that they actually like addicted to sex, like to the point where it's like they are. Like they need it, like, you know, they can't get it. They not in a relationship. They like, you know, using people for sex, like shit.
Right.
So it's, you know, just kind of putting it out there, like addiction is not only like drug addiction,
right?
Alcoholism, like it's prominent everywhere. Too much of anything is bad for you.
Right.
So that was kind of the main inspiration behind it.
Right. Yeah. Social media is like, it's like a gift and a curse almost, because it's like I need social media to promote the podcast and like business ideas and all that, but then at the same time, like, you ever get like the weekly reports on your phone, be like, you were on your phone 17% more than last week, and I was like, damn, I was on my phone for this many hours of the day. Like I had to start putting timers on my social media apps, because now you could do like individual apps. You could put like limit this to 1 hour per day or 30 minutes per day. Yeah, you could do that on the iPhone.
I need to look into that.
Yeah. So I had to start doing that, because then I was like not doing my work, especially working from home. Yeah. Like I could be on my phone for hours and then be like, oh damn, it's almost 5 o'clock. I ain't do nothing. So yeah, like social media.
And then it's like you got to be mindful of who you following too, because you'll be just scrolling and it just be a whole bunch of like, when you look up, you're like, all right, what did I even look at? Like
exactly.
There's a whole bunch of Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked, and like it's just like, bro, it's just drama and just not stuff you should be filling your mental with. My dad always say, like, you know, that the devil, his objective is to get you to drift, and like, you know, when you're drifting, you're like, that's when you're like, on the Shade Room, just looking at like, stuff like that, like, because that's when
don't really matter,
because that's where your mind is just, idle type thing. So like you said, like I'm gonna have to take your advice, put them little timers on it, because I be on the gram,
you just getting lost in like doing nothing,
right?
Like like I've had to do that too, like where like, let me really examine who I'm following, what I'm consuming, because it's just like, if I'm looking at all this stuff that's just not right or makes me feel self-conscious about myself and the whole comparison thing, it's just like, should I really be looking at that every single day, all hours of the day? Probably not. And the thing that's I guess our generation, I feel like we're at a point, since we didn't start off with social media, like when we were kids, we didn't have social media, so we're able to recognize like, okay, we're doing too much. But I feel sad for like the younger kids, because they just grew up with social media and they're just like they're on a whole nother level like of addiction with the social media, and even their self-esteem goes into, oh well, they said this about me online, they said this about me, they see all these different things, and it's just like, it's sad, because I work with kids, so a lot of times they be like, they bullied me on this, and it's like they don't have that discernment that we have, because we're older, we didn't grow up with that. So I mean, y'all just limit y'all kids on social media, because they need to be outside, they need to be reading or something, because that's just not good for your mental health, honestly.
And I would say, as parents, like, you got to be the example for your kids. So you can't be telling your kid to, you need a less screen time, but the whole time you like, get off that phone, girl. Get off that phone, boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta set the example for sure.
And it's even crazier, because like, I feel like people like not even really living in the moment no more. Like, they trying to like, as soon as something crazy happen or something good, like the first thing we do, oh my god, let me.
That's fact.
Right.
You're not even really experiencing.
Hey, have y'all seen that new movie out on Netflix called like Bad Trip or something like that?
Oh yeah, I seen it.
She was. It's like pranks. It was like real people. They was pranking, and they was actually making a movie of it. And Tiffany Haddish was hanging the dude. I forget the actor name, but he was hanging him off the edge, like about to kill him. First thing people did was like, "Oh my god, somebody help!"
Right?
No,
call 911. Like,
somebody call 911. Like, your phone right there, you need to record. You know what I'm saying? It's like, take your energy. It take a lot of energy away from you when you're actually focusing so much on what's on your phone. All that toxic stuff. It's like,
I noticed that at concerts, like when we could do concerts, shout out the COVID era. But before the COVID era and everything, like going to concerts and like, my song come on, like the first, I just remember, like, first thing I want to do, pull out my phone and record. I'm like, why can't I just turn up? Like, you feel me?
Right.
Like,
enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment.
Because we're so focused on capturing the moment. It's like, we don't even enjoy it in real time. Sometimes you just got to, take a break and put your phone down. But I have one more question. And this is kind of like, this is different for me. I want to create a playlist. and I want each of you guys to give me a song to put on this feel good playlist. So this is like a song that you just, whenever you put this on, you just be like, yes, like this is it. Like this is gonna make me feel happy. This is gonna just get my blood pumping. Like maybe something like you could wake up to that's gonna set your day off right. So I'm gonna have Twan, you could go. I'm like, who do I want to choose first?
The first track that I can think of that I've been really vibing out to is Lemon Pepper Freestyle, straight from Rick Ross. Like, I never lived the lyrics, but I'm like, dang, I want that.
Right.
He said, private villas only, we don't go near resort. And I was booking my resort, and I was like, you know what? Can I do that right now? But it's like, nah, I can't, but I want to.
That's straight money. Like, we can do that, yeah.
But he said he written out private villas. I was like, I felt that one. I ain't did it, but I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I would put that one on there.
Niggas on Airbnb, villas.
Like villas. I didn't know that was a thing.
Right. That's above your pay grade. I'm trying to think. For my song, I've been jamming to Leave the Door Open.
You took mine.
Cause I be jamming on that. Like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, like they got something special. Like I can't wait till the actual, project comes out, cause I'm gonna be jamming that for sure. I love that song. It puts me in a good mood automatically.
Bruno Mars just a vibe.
Mine. Yeah,
he's a vibe, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Anderson .Paak too. Shout out AP. Man. Can it be an older song?
Yeah.
All right, since you said Mary J, My Life by Mary J. Blige, I feel like if you start your day off with My Life, like, you're going to have a good day. Like, especially when she say, and if you don't believe in me, just believe in he.
Okay.
When she do that part, bro, you feel it. Like, you feel me? Like,
some of this music lift your hairs up.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Mary J is definitely one of those artists. But tell the people like where to follow you and where to download your music and all that good stuff. What you got going on?
Definitely. So you can follow me at MoThoro, all streaming platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's MoThoro. And right now, I just actually completed my next album.
Ooh,
we did so it's fire. So I can't wait for y'all to hear.
We got a release date, or I'm just kidding.
We had
exclusive.
We actually had a release date, but we had to push it back because I actually just got off of a crowdfunding campaign that I did.
Oh, okay.
I was raising $10,000 in capital for like my album rollout, and we hit the $10,000 deadline in like 5 days. So
that's dope.
It was supposed to be like for a month. So once that happened, I'm kind of like getting everything together as far as like reward tiers for people that donated, and then also PR marketing campaigns for the album, videos for the album. So we talked to a PR marketing campaign person like last week, and they're like, well, the release date that you had, we got to kind of push that back to kind of do everything that we want to do. So being that I'm taking this big step using
can't rush
real
perfection,
capital,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, for real. So we pushing it back a little bit, but definitely out this year. And yeah, other than that, shooting videos. Definitely after the album drops, I'm trying to collab with a lot of people around the city. So get at me if you're a young artist, producer, whatever. Like, get at me. I'm definitely down to collab. And then that's pretty much what's up with me.
All right, well, thank you for coming. I really enjoyed this episode, and we just got to talk about music and different stuff. And follow us on _ What's Good With You. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and download the episode. And anything else?
That's it. Hey, y'all keep the love and the peace. We'll see what's good with y'all next week.